I feel like it's been so long since we've sat down and chatted about books, and I just finished my dear Anne Frank, so I thought I would chat to you about that and then show you what I have on my to read list. I've got a couple different things going on in there, so let's start with Anne Frank. Oops, things are falling over here. So I absolutely love this, and I will say I was so fascinated by how much this read like fiction. Obviously, this is nonfiction. This was her diary, but she wrote so eloquently. It was phenomenal. I enjoyed it so much, and it wasn't up until maybe the last 50-60 pages that I think the reality sank in for both me and her of the situation that she was in, and I think her tone definitely changed towards the end. She was obviously getting older. The war was obviously progressing. This was, I want to say, it was towards the end of 1944, so we would have been in August, like June, July, August, and yeah, the tone definitely changed. So it was just such a beautiful read. And another really cool thing that I actually learned, which I had heard of, was that there was different versions of the diary published. So in the annex, Anne actually wrote two versions. She wrote version A, which was her original version, and version B. Obviously, throughout the war, because people were requesting for people to write diaries and take notes of things during the war because they wanted them afterwards, she was aware of that, and so that's why she was writing this diary. And so she wrote version A, was her original one, and then she wrote version B, which was kind of a more edited and refined version. Then we have version C, which was the version that her father initially published. Obviously, he was the only one that survived the war, and that version had a lot of stuff missing. He had omitted a lot of things that were kind of taboo at the time. You know, she talks about sex and relationships and things like that, and he obviously took all that stuff out because it was not appropriate. But I think it was in 1991, was it, that they released version D? Yeah, so which would be this version, which has everything in it, well, sort of everything in it. But then a really cool thing that I didn't know was that in, oh, I'm gonna forget the days, 1998, I think it's 1998. It was worded so well in here. Yes, in 1998, 5 pages from the diary were discovered, and it seemed like in the 1950s, Otto Frank gave these pages to someone, and he had said that these pages were only to be published after his death and the death of his second wife. He did go on to remarry after his family all passed away, and so that was a stipulation. So I thought that was really interesting, and I think it was because those comments from Anne were kind of on his and her mother's, on her mother and father's relationship. So he did not want that published until they both died, but that is in here. So anyways, just a great read. So if you find the definitive edition and you have different versions, that's what they all mean. I know I was a little bit confused about that, but anyways, fantastic read. If you haven't read Anne Frank, highly recommend you do so. I'm so glad I waited till now to read it. I was so, I don't know, I always wanted to be in a headspace that I could just fully understand everything that it entitled. So anyways, now on to what I'm reading next. So the book I'm reading, like tonight pretty much, is The Summer I Turned Pretty. I actually never finished this one, so I have just like a little bit left to read. I will for sure finish that tonight, but I got inspired because I was watching season 2. Yeah, season 2 of The Summer I Turned Pretty on Amazon Prime, and I was like, oh, like I should finish the book. So I'm finishing it, and with that, I actually picked up the second one, and that is It's Not Summer Without You. These are such simple reads and just, you know, like a poolside read. So really cute. So I have the series there, and then this is a book that both Jack and I have been eyeing up for, oh my god, I don't even know how long, a few months now, but we have held ourselves back because it's expensive. Like, since when did books get this expensive? This book is $35.95 Canadian without tax. Like, it's crazy how expensive books are getting. Tell me if around the world books are this expensive, because like, I mean, I love buying secondhand books when I can, but a lot of the new releases take a while to get to secondhand bookstores, so I sometimes just have to buy them. But anyways, just so frustrating. But the book is, let me take this sticker off first, because these stickers are always so ugly. No offense, Indigo, but the book is Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner. And essentially this is a memoir, but it is a story about a woman who loses her mother and kind of her story. But I read the first few pages and it was so humorous. I mean, I shop at H Mart all the time, just related, and it just seemed like it's a beautiful kind of story of mother-daughter relationship and, you know, what that looks like and struggles as a woman, and it just seemed funny and moving and kind of beautiful all at once. So I'll just read you a snippet of the overview, but it says, so this is Zauner's searingly candid coming-of-age story of growing apart from and then back together with her Korean identity and forging her own path in the wake of a devastating loss. With humor in heart, she tells of growing up Asian American, straining to meet her mother's expectations, moving across the country, and returning home to reckon with grief. She recalls treasured childhood holidays spent in her grandmother's tiny apartment in Seoul, and now in adulthood, learning to cook the Korean dishes that revive and nourish those memories. So although I am not Korean, I feel like I'm going to relate with this so much because obviously I am an immigrant too, and I have my Latin American roots that I, you know, sometimes reach back to, and so I just think it's going to be relatable, just to the fact that I'm also an immigrant, and I'm sure a lot of you have had that experience as well. So I just thought that this was going to be a beautiful, beautiful read, and I don't doubt that Jack is going to steal it after me because I know he wanted to read this as well. Also, I love the cover. I think it's awesome. And then the last one that is on my to-read list, and I've had this one for a while, but it's been sitting in my bookshelf, so I think I'm going to read this after Crying in H Mart. But this one is called When All Is Said by Anne Griffin, and it says 5 toasts, 5 people, 1 lifetime. So it seems like this is a story of a man who throughout the night will raise 5 toasts to 5 people who have meant the most to him in his life. And then it says, through these stories of unspoken joy and regret, a secret tragedy kept hidden, a fierce love that never found its voice, the life of one man will be powerfully laid bare. So that's the book. I just thought it just sounded like a, I don't know, it sounded like an interesting read. So that's also on my to-read list. But anyways, I'd love to know what you guys are reading and what books you've read recently. I'm always happy to add new books to my mini little library. Hopefully one day I'll have a big library that I can, you know, stare at every single day. That is my goal in life, is to have a beautiful wall just filled with books where I can see all my books. And it's not even about aesthetics. I want to be able to see every single spine of every book that I've read, and I can flip through a book, and if someone comes over I can say, actually, I don't love letting people borrow my books because they sometimes don't come back. But Jack is really good at that. He does give me my books back, but I've lost a lot of books to people that don't give them back. But you know, you can say, oh, like, I read this book and this is my copy of Anne Frank, and it's a little bit weathered, and it's got character, and it tells a story, right? So anyways, I'm nerding out, I'm sorry, but that is what I'm reading. That's what I've read, and I'm very excited to start H Mart. I'm going to literally like sit down for however long it's going to take me to finish this, just so I can start H Mart. But anyways, now I want to actually sit down and show you some new bits that I got from Goelia. So anyways, I picked out a few pieces from the brand. They were actually kindly sent to me, but as always, I picked them out personally. And so I want to go through with them with you because they are really, really beautiful, and I think you're gonna really like them. I'm actually really impressed with this brand. I'm also trying to find alternatives for Aritzia because, well, we know the struggles I've had with the Aritzia recently. So let me go grab these items so I can show you. I'm also gonna take my books to my bedroom. I'll be right back. So let's start with this gorgeous little set. As soon as I saw this, I not only fell in love with the look of it, but the color of it. So this is a little knit set. So I'll show you the sweater first. So the sweater is a beautiful like nude cardigan. It actually reminds me of my Burberry one. Like, the shape is so similar to my Burberry one. It's got beautiful orange detailing, gold buttons, and this is not something I would ever go for, but it's so beautiful. It's got kind of like a sparkly speck. You really can't see it unless you're kind of like really up close. Otherwise, it kind of just like glimmers in the light. It's so pretty and so elegant. And with the sweater came a matching little skirt, which I think is so beautiful, and it's just got kind of an orange detail here. I actually wore this the other weekend with Jack. We were out and about in Cambridge, and I'll put a picture of it here. I absolutely love it. I felt so beautiful, and I just wore this with like the sweater buttoned up at the top. I wore nothing under it, and it was so cute. With this set in particular, I am so impressed with the quality of it. It feels like a nice thick knit. Everything is finished off beautifully, no like loose threads anywhere. I absolutely love it. And now we have the beautiful knit set. I've just paired it with my Strathberry bag and some brown pumps. I'll come in closer so you can see. Look at all the details. It is so beautiful. This is not a real pocket, but that's okay. And the buttons are just simple, no logo or anything on there. It's just very beautiful. This set is fabulous. It is so luxurious feeling. It fits so beautifully. For me, something that I like is when something fits really well, and this just looks fantastic. I'm really impressed with it. I love how it falls. It's just so beautiful. And I mean, there's so many different ways you could wear this. Like I'm wearing it right now, you could do some heels or even some sneakers. You guys know I love a good sneaker moment. I feel a bit like a supermodel in this outfit. That's all I have to say. Next up, we have a set that I was trying to be a little bit, and now I'm not gonna say adventurous because it's so far from adventurous. But anyways, this is a little suit set. I'm into my sets right now just because I think that they make life so much easier because you don't have to think about what to wear. You just grab the set, put it on, pick shoes and a handbag, and you're good to go. But this is a super cute little jacket and short set, and the jacket feels really beautiful. I also love the buttons. I think they're so beautiful. I will say they are more of like a yellowy tone as opposed to more like a golden yellow, if you know what I mean. So they don't look as high quality as they could, but the fabric itself feels beautiful. Again, no loose threads anywhere. And the shorts, same thing, finished off beautifully everywhere. I think these are gonna be a really nice staple, really cute. So that's the other set that I got. And here we have the little short and jacket combo. I've just paired it with my black tank from H&M. I've got some sneakers, and I think I would just add my Lady Dior if I was heading out the door with this. I absolutely love how it fits, and there my sleeve just fell, but it is the most perfect length on the arm. It's not too long, it's not too short. I absolutely love it, and even the shorts fit so well, and got some good pockets in there as well. Now that I put the jacket on, the buttons don't look quite as yellow. They actually look quite beautiful. I really see myself getting a lot of good use out of both of these, both together and separate. So what do we think of this one? The next thing that I got is probably my favorite thing, and I already wore this because I was just like in love with it. I want to say this is a cotton dress. I'll have to check the fabric of it, but it's just got this beautiful kind of like floral print on it, some little puff sleeves. You guys know I love a good puff sleeve. Although this is not a full length puff sleeve. It goes to my, kind of to my elbow. It's a little bit different, but I absolutely love it. And then it does come with a belt. You can obviously add your own belt and a V, which is a little bit more of a modest V. So it doesn't go too low, which is nice. And then of course, it's just a midi length. But oh, I can't wait to show you guys this on because it's so beautiful. Absolutely love it. And then we have probably one of my favorite pieces from this selection. Feels so like me. I have always loved that midi style dress or skirt, and I love it. It's definitely a bit more on the modest side, which I actually don't mind. It is a bit of a switch up. I usually go long puff sleeves, so I'm kind of loving the short puff sleeve. Just paired it with my espadrilles. So beautiful, and the belt has more of a striped pattern. You could also do the floral pattern, but I like that there's a bit of a contrast in there. I think it's such a flattering fit for the summer, and the fabric is really nice and breathable, which I love. What do you guys think? Oh, the last two things that I got I'm actually wearing because I couldn't help myself, but it is this little cardigan, which I absolutely love. Like, I have been wearing this non-stop. It's so soft. It feels like such a fantastic knit quality. And one of the things I look for oftentimes is obviously stitching. That's a good giveaway on the quality of something. But the other thing, which is gonna seem a little funny, is like the cuffs of things. I know that sounds funny, but if If you look at the cuff of this, it is so beautifully finished all the way around, even where the seam is. That's usually a really good telltale sign of the quality of something. And then of course it's got the gold buttons as well, which again are a little bit on the yellowy side for me, but it doesn't matter. The fabric itself is so beautiful that I love it so much. It looks so classy, and I can wear it closed or open. I like it open. And I'm wearing some pants, but I'll get up and show you in a second what they look like on, instead of me trying to like show you my pants. But yeah, honestly, I'm really impressed with this brand. I really like their stuff. I highly recommend you guys check them out if you haven't so already, because I really like their stuff. Great quality, great fit so far. A lot of ladies on Instagram were asking me what their sizing was like, and I would say it's very true to size. Obviously, always look at what you're buying. So I would say a lot of these things are made to fit, like fitted and not oversized. So you're not gonna have a whole lot of wiggle room. Like I got pretty much everything in a size small. Yeah, everything in a size small, and everything fit perfectly. I had like no issues with anything whatsoever. The other thing I was impressed about was, I know this is not an issue for everybody, but I have big boobs, right? So a lot of cardigans don't close properly, and this one like closes beautifully. There is no pulling or anything like that, and I'm just wearing a size small and it sits beautifully. So that's like, it doesn't happen very often, I will admit, with cardigans, because of course the girls are a little bit in the way. But anyways, I just wanted to show you all those things because there's some new bits in my wardrobe and a new brand. Yay, I love discovering new brands, which is exciting. So yeah. Okay, I promised you I would show you the cardigan up close, and this is it. I absolutely love it. So classy. I love that it's nice and soft. It's such a nice structured knit material, which I really like. Like it doesn't wrinkle very easily or anything like that, and it just falls very beautifully. And then we have a new pair of trousers, which I can't remember if I've told you guys, but I think I mentioned that I was looking for some trousers that were elasticated. Now it might be a little bit hard to tell, but these are in fact elasticated. They've got pockets, and they are pretty much like a straight, relaxed leg. These are definitely more to be around the house in. I think this would be a really great travel outfit as well, but so far I've kind of just been wearing this around the house. It's super comfy, but still, you know, looks and feels put together. Anyways, I just wanted to show you my outfit, but I love this cardigan so much, and every time I've worn it, I've gotten compliments on it. So anyways, I gotta get on with my day.